family, Tanya here. Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to do another pantry meal, a budget-friendly meal from stuff I already have in-house. And I just harvested some greens from my garden. I cut them up. Have some greens, collard greens, and some cabbage. I'm putting it in here. I'm going and get these cooking. And then I'm going to go and let these cook down. And I needed to use up these peppers. I have a yellow, red, and orange bell pepper. I have some scallions here, and I have some white onion, and I have some chicken breast. So I'm going to do a stir fry. And let me get these. I'm going to get these greens softened up. Straight from the garden. And instead of rice, I have blood sugar management. I'm managing my blood sugar, so I've weaned myself off of rice. Now I do eat some potatoes every now and again. You know, if I'm doing good. But rice I really can do without. That really spikes my blood sugar. So I filled up my pan here of greens. So the greens are like my rice. What's my family? If I'm making a bowl, I always have like a green, some cabbage or green collard greens or something. That's the base, and then I build up on that. All right, so let me finish chopping up my onions here. Hope everyone's doing well today. And I'm sharing these videos because, you know, it's now more than ever, we really have to continue to watch this budget. You know, prices are going to go up more. And I don't believe you don't, as long as we're walking around here and able to do for ourselves, you know, we should, but just could still have a nice meal without going crazy. And every time this administration is in, everything is like so extreme, so dire, so deadly. It's like the pandemic, and then, you know, everything was doom and gloom. And then we had 4 years. I'm not saying that Biden was like the Messiah. No. But we always have a little more peace. And so now, you know, with this, I don't know, it's just, you know, people always die under this guy, you know. Everything, you know, every time, it's just beginning to get too much. You know, we know most of them, you know, they're all self-serving. And, you know, each party is self-serving, but it's like, you know, I'm going to go with the people I feel that have a little more decency, that just aren't so greedy, so crazy, so... And then when it comes down to, like, people say, you're a Democrat. I'm in my 60s. I'm a civil rights Democrat. I don't know what these Democrats have turned into. I don't know what they've morphed into. You know, all I care about, all I want is, I just think people should be treated with dignity. You know, You know, I was growing up in the 60s. There were just so much things that just because of our race, we just couldn't do. Everybody was blocking everything and just saying, no, they're not allowed to do this. We don't want them to have that. It was just so, me and my family, you know, we went with the people that showed some compassion. You know, it's like, you know, these are human beings. Let's give them an opportunity. They've built this country. They've been here. You know, so that's what I'm went for. So I don't know what's happening nowadays. I just don't connect with any of them, any of the parties really. If anything, I connected more towards like with Bernie Sanders. I like someone that's thinking about the working person. You know, don't help people that don't want to help themselves. You know, if you don't want to help yourself, ain't nobody trying to. I'm not talking about handouts. So, saying all this to say that, you know, it just never stops. We have to always work on living below your means, but you can still live a tasteful life. And that's what Tanya's Tasteful Table is about. You can live tastefully for less. So you don't have to be wasteful. You see, I grow food and I buy stuff on budget, and I just want to encourage you, because I have a lot of young people on my channel. I have people from 25 up to 85, and I have half men and half women. So I've been on this earth, and you don't stay on this earth for 60-something years without gaining some knowledge, being an intelligent person, most of us anyway. So I just want you to always, you know, think about, you know, how you can live tastefully for less. Do what you got to do. I'm very disappointed in the direction of my country. You know, that's just not what we were about. Just being so cruel and greedy and bullying everybody. But I was in the Army too, you know, and I also know that everybody wants to be free. Everybody wants to have freedom, but nobody wants to sign up to go to war. No one wants to get into the Army. No one wants to do all that stuff, but you just want it to happen. So I had a whole pack of chicken, so I cut up 3 of them, and then I'm going to freeze these 2 little fillets here, so I can just quickly fry these up, do a pan sear, put them on chicken or whatever. Put it on my salad. I said put it on chicken. Put it on my salad. So stick that up there. Greens. Greens from your garden or any of your greens. You wash them really well and put them in your pan. I have a wok, but I don't feel like digging it out. I have to dig it out. And just, it has its own water. It will release its own water. And just put it in the pan, and you see how much it cooked down. But my greens, like the greens you grow at home, they don't cook down like the other ones. Like, they keep a lot of their integrity, which I like. Put my seasoning on there. Let them cook. Flavors aren't watered down, so you don't have to constantly keep re-seasoning, because all the flavor and the sugars in these are concentrated. It's not diluted. that's the base of my meals. If I do like an Asian bowl or Mexican bowl, put some greens down at the bottom. Okay, family, I cooked it for 30 minutes. Smells wonderful in here. Okay, so everything's cooked. The chicken's cooked through with the internal temperature of 165 degrees. And it's tender. And what I'm going to make is the timer going off. Okay, so I like to start with greens as the base. And I'm going to make General Tso's chicken. So I'm going to use some of this General Tso's stir fry, garlic chili sauce, and some soy sauce. So this round is going to be Asian flavors. And then the next round, the next time I eat this, this might last us a couple of days. And then like the next time it'll be like Mexican flavors. I can use this same base. And then I'll put some salsa, some guacamole. I can even, you know, put some egg on it, you know, like a fried rice. Smells so good. And just put, because there's so much sugar in this, see, I can still have some, but you know, keep it to a minimum. Keep the, and then some garlic chili paste. That was too much. Here are my scallions. And topped it with some scallions. Where's my fork? I like it because it's not messy at all. It's so good, guys. I really recommend this when you want some Asian flavors. This from Kroger, the General Tso's sauce. And We love our garlic chili. Okay, so now, turn this off. So I go on and I put it in a pan, a prep pan. It's going to stay in here. Probably tomorrow, because I have some avocados that are ripening. I'll probably do more of a Mexican flavors tomorrow. And that's how we do it. That'll buy a couple of days. This is so good, guys. Oh my gosh. So, buy some egg rolls. I have some dumplings in here, but this is fine. Put some egg rolls in the air fryer and make it quick. And this is how you have a nice little Chinese sheet pan meal. Okay, so I hope this gave you some ideas on how you can live and eat tastefully for less. Still, the other day I made my hubby a bowl of this and he was like, damn, that's better than the Chinese store. You know, so it's not bad. All right, so thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate your support. And if you got any inspiration or any ideas from this video, I would love if you hit the thumbs up button. And if you're new here, if you like my vibe, hit subscribe and join the Tastemakers tribe. All right, thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Bye, Mom.